Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 19 of 30 days of meditation. Another nice rainy day here in Connecticut. So to begin our time today, I'd like to talk a little bit about the journey of our practice and what happens if we're not experiencing the full benefits that we're looking for during our time practicing. So yoga has a very helpful roadmap to help us with that. It's called the Pantanjali's Yoga Sutras. So you can look it up. There's a lot of helpful information out there. There's books and writings on the internet about this. And there's 8 limbs of this map, 8 parts to this map. So for the next few days, I'd like to talk a little bit about each part and how to use that to guide your practice. So the first 2 steps of the limbs to kind of help guide you if you're not feeling like you're getting the full benefits of your practice are what are called the yamas and niyamas. So one way to think about that is if your practice is like a body of water and you're riding your practice in a boat, if your boat has holes in it and you're doing your practice, it's not going to stay afloat. You're going to sink and you're not going to feel the full benefits of your practice. So the yamas and niyamas are about what you do and don't do to help conserve energy so you don't have holes in your energetic boat. So it's a lot about mental and emotional hygiene. So there's 2 parts of that. There's how you relate to your external world and how you relate to your internal world. So the first part, the yamas, is about how you relate to your external world. And when I like to think about that, when I do relationship work in my therapy with people, one of the first things that I teach people is the timeout. So if something's not going right in a relationship, in this case, in your relationship with your practice, I think it's important to take a timeout, pause, and reflect a bit on, all right, what's going on here? And there's 3 levels of timeout. There's the first level of timeout, which is just go back to your practice. So you're breathing and you're doing your practice and you start to get distracted and you can just simply, whoa, time out, bring myself back to the practice and breathe, take a few breaths and you're back on track. So that can be helpful. The second level of timeout is if that's not working, maybe you need to just keep working at it a little bit. So spend a little more time really trying to help yourself connect to that breath. Really spend more time and dedication to your practice. Instead of practicing for 5 minutes, maybe practicing for 10 minutes. And if that's still not working, then you need to do the third level of timeout, which is maybe consult with a teacher or a therapist or somebody else to really get at, all right, what's going on here? What's blocking my practice? And in the Yoga Sutras, in the yamas, there's 5 main blocks that most practitioners come up against if the breath work and practice isn't doing the job. And a teacher can help you work with those. So the 5 things are related to being angry and aggressive towards things in your life, being dishonest with yourself or others, having jealousy and kind of wanting things and things of that nature that you don't have, greediness, trying to possess lots of things. And the last one is cravings, having cravings for things. So these are the main blocks when it comes to external things that can really hinder your practice. So when you take that time out, if just connecting back with your breath is not working and you're doing your practice for a good amount of time, it's helpful to kind of reflect on those things. And if you're really still getting stuck, work with a teacher or a guide. And then there's also internal blocks. So the niyamas are about things to keep in mind to help connect more effectively internally. So those things are things like being clean, both in your body, but also eating cleanly and taking care of yourself so you're in balance. Having an inner peace, so doing things that create inner peace for yourself. Taking time to be disciplined and stick with your practices and be consistent with them. Taking time to study yourself and be aware of what's going on. And then the last one is surrendering to a higher power. So this is just kind of a brief overview of the yamas and niyamas. If you're interested in them, I'd really encourage you to read up on them either on the internet or get the Yoga Sutras book. It's a really helpful roadmap if you get lost. So it's a little overview of the yamas and yamas. I'll talk a little bit about the other 8 steps in the coming days, which are asana practice, which we've already talked about, then pranayama, which is breath work. And then from breath work, we go into pratyahara, which is going inward and focusing on inner experiences. Then we have dharana and dhyan, which are classically part of what you think of meditative practice, which is focus and sustained focus. And then the last part is what's called samadhi, where you merge with your practice. So over the next few days, I'll talk a little bit more of those other parts. But for now, let's get ready for our practice. I invite you to sit on your mat. Connecting with your breath, connecting with your body. We're taking a time out from the busyness of our days and routines to connect with ourselves and allow ourselves to settle, using our discipline to make this time and space for ourselves to connect and find stillness and peace within that we can bring into our day as we move forward into the rest of our day today. So again, connecting with your breath and noticing any places you're holding tension, breathing into those places. And as you breathe out, relax and release. A couple more times. If you need to move your body a little bit to release energy, feel free to let your body do that. Listen to your body, allow it to guide you with what is needed today to relax and become still and peaceful. Now I invite you to bring your hands to your heart as we chant the sound of Om to begin our meditative practice. Om. Bringing your hands into your lap as we connect to the heart chakra, center of our spine, behind our sternum. So we begin to tune into the lotus flower, the golden flower that's living in our heart, connecting with our breath. And as we breathe in with the sound of Sa, we feel the golden lotus of our heart opening its petals. And as we breathe out with Hum, the golden petals of our heart close into a bud. Continuing to observe the natural flow of your breath as it effortlessly connects with the lotus of your heart, opening and closing its petals with every breath. Sa as you breathe in, and Hum as you breathe out. Bringing your awareness into the center of your lotus, in your heart. Becoming aware of the lotus opening its petals around you as you breathe in with Sa. Feeling the light, love, and healing pouring in, creating peace, stillness within. And the hum breath as the golden petals close around you like a golden hug, a cocoon of light, love, and healing. Taking a break from the busyness of your life, the busyness of your thoughts, and resting in the lotus of your heart. This is your timeout space, a vacation spot within to rest and rejuvenate. By riding the gentle waves of your breath. As we now move into the willful breath, I invite you to match the rhythm of your breathing to the sound of me chanting the mantra. As we now breathe in with the sa sound. Sa, breathing in. Holding for about 10 seconds. Breathing out with hum. Hum. Holding the breath outward for about 10 seconds. Breathing in with sa. Sa. Hum. One last time. Sa. Hum. Now allowing your breath to return to its natural rhythm. Staying connected to your breath and the lotus of your heart. We take one final breath, breathing in with sa and out with hum. Taking a moment to rest in the stillness and peace, to connect with the presence. invite you to now bring your hands to your heart as we chant the sound of Om to close our practice. Om. And now slowly and gently opening your eyes. Reconnect with the day. Taking a moment, stretching a little bit, coming back into your body. Really trying to give yourself the space to transition smoothly back into your body and into the day. Trying to stay connected to that stillness and peace as we begin to move. Remembering that throughout the day we have this inner space that we can always connect to if we need another moment, another time out to bring stillness and peace to ourselves. So hope everyone has a beautiful day, and we'll continue our journey tomorrow morning at 7:30, bright and early. Tomorrow is Friday. Weekend is almost here. So till then, blessings to all. Be well.